Day 2 in Valencia started off with some coffee before going on a bike tour. I booked with Tour Point, which has multiple locations around the city. Our tour went from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Our group had about 8 or 9 people in it, and it costs 25 euros. The tour starts in the city center near the old and new markets, and the new market is the largest covered market in Europe. Then we biked over to a cathedral, I believe, or a church, and we learned about the history of the church. It actually took hundreds of years to build, which is crazy. And we biked through such gorgeous streets, I really could not get enough of it. By this point of the tour, I was already so obsessed with Valencia. A bike tour, I think, is definitely one of the best ways to learn about the city, and also biking in general is a great way to get around. Even if you're coming to Valencia just for a day, I do think it's a great option. You can actually store your luggage with Tour Point, and you can rent bikes and go around by yourself or take one of the tours. One thing I learned was that Valencia was actually started by Roman soldiers, and there are a lot of Roman ruins under the city, which is funny to me because I just came from Rome and I didn't know this about the city. Down there, you can see like the lower level under the water. You can actually take tours down there too and see the ruins. After learning about some of the oldest buildings in Valencia, we headed out towards what I believe is called Turia Park. I'm not too sure about the name right now, but it's a park that stretches about 12 kilometers throughout the city. Apparently, there were a lot of protests to it being built, but now it seems like everybody in Valencia really enjoys it. And me personally, I am obsessed. I love it. It's so gorgeous. There's so much to do here. There's all different kinds of attractions and activities. There's even a really fun playground for adults and kids, that one. And this time of year, there are so many beautiful flowers that just smell so good. The park takes us all the way to the City of Arts and Sciences, and I am so blown away by the architecture here. As you travel through Europe, you're likely to find castles and old buildings that have so much historical significance. But for me, it was so exciting to see these buildings that are so innovative, creative, and just futuristic. It's my personal opinion that we need more design like this. I really want to hang out on all those water stuff like the paddle boards and the balls that are see-through like gerbil balls. I ended up planning a way more relaxed week in Valencia, but when I come back to the city, I'm definitely going to come back to this area and take some of the museum tours and just go on the water and hang out here for a day. By the way, if you're wondering about the difficulty of the tour, I was definitely over sportily dressed. I was really excited to work out because I really miss going to the gym. So I wore my gym clothes, but actually it's a very easy, leisurely pace. So even if you're not very athletic, this is a great tour to take. There was really only one hill that lasted maybe a minute to go up that was kind of difficult, but everything else was quite easy. After the tour, one of the girls working at the bike shop recommended this restaurant for lunch, and it really was the best calamari and tuna that I've ever had, and I'm sorry, but I'm going to gatekeep the name of it. After lunch, I went to the market, and it was actually about to close, so I didn't get to see everything that would be there when it's fully open, but it had so much awesome food, and I bought macadamia nuts, which are my obsession. The rest of the day was very relaxed. I went back to the hostel and edited videos from Rome. As I was hanging out, 2 girls walked in because they were new to the hostel, so I invited both of them to go to dinner together, and we went to another restaurant recommended by the girl that works at the Tour Point bike shop. It was a 35-minute walk from our hostel, but it was so beautiful and so fun and worth it to get there, and the food was amazing. Some of the best potatoes I've ever had, and I loved my salad too. We were some of the first people at dinner at 8:30 when the restaurant opened, and when we got out, it was about 10 p.m., and I was so surprised to see so many people of all ages out and about just hanging out so late at night. I guess that's just Spanish culture and something for me to get used to. That's it for day 2. Thanks for watching.